Okay, a little story time for you guys. So I was on TraxNYC.com website and I was scoping out some jewelry. I was looking for a cross or maybe an ankh and some earrings. So I was looking for something more subtle than my other pieces, but something still with a presence and that hip hop look that I like. So I stumbled on this 14 karat gold cross and it had one row of diamonds, and I found a pair of hoop earrings with diamonds, and I decided I wanted those two items. So instead of ordering straight from the website, I decided to go to Instagram because I follow TraxNYC on Instagram anyway. So I messaged one of the jewelers that the owner, Max of Trax, is always bigging up on there, named Noah. So I previously was dealing with a Trax guy named Giorgi who no longer works there. So anyway, I hit up Noah on Instagram and I asked Noah if he can help me with those two items. He got right back to me and was like, yeah, not only did he help me out, but he gave me a significant discount on those items too. So that was great because I didn't just buy from the website. So Noah told me he'll be in touch when he gets to work later. So he hit me up later and he told me good news and bad news. He said the earrings was in stock, but he'll have to make the cross for me. So I asked how long it would take in production, and he said 7 to 10 days. So I was like, cool, I can wait 7 to 10, no problem. So he ends up sending me the invoice with the discounted price for both the earrings and the cross. He agreed to send me the appraisal, and he agreed to a Saturday delivery because I worked during the week. So everything was cool. I paid up via PayPal, and then I wouldn't say I necessarily forgot about it or that it slipped my mind, because I was thinking he said 7 to 10 days, maybe it's 10 business days, which would be 2 weeks. So I was thinking in my mind 3 weeks, that if I don't hear from him in 3 weeks, to reach out. So anyway, I looked at the calendar after 3 weeks and 1 day, and I was thinking, oh snap, I haven't heard from Noah. Let me follow up on the order. So I hit him up and he says he no longer works at Trax. So I was dumbfounded. I was shocked because the owner of the business named Max has always been bigging up Noah and promoting his IG account and the whole nine. So I was thinking, wow, I have an order pending and I wish I had known this earlier. So Noah said to get in touch with customer service and that they would help me out with the rest of the process. So I called customer service with the number on the TraxNYC website, and a dude picked up, and I told him why I was calling, that I had my order number. He said I wouldn't say it was an unprofessional way, but it was very unpolished. It was kind of like how you pick up the phone when you're at home versus when you're picking up the phone at a business. So I said, when should I, he said, basically, you're going to have to call back. So I said, when should I call back? And he said, well, I work, at another department, so I really don't know. So after he said he worked in another department, I kind of pressed him on it because I'm like, I have my order number. Like, basically, is it hard to look in the computer and just see what's going on with the order? So he said, honestly, he said, I'm in training. I work on another floor, and miss, you just going to have to call back. I thought it was the weirdest thing ever. So, I'm an educated person. I might be from the hood, but I'm an educated person. And customer service wise, maybe I'm looking for a little more than the average person, but definitely not what I was expecting based on the customer service quality that Max, the owner, had been advertising that you should get when you reach out to the store. So anyway, things happen. I start messaging a few other employees that Max, the owner of Trax, had been bigging up on IG. One named Liam, one named Peter. So Peter responds back that he'll look into it. Liam, on the other hand, he never got back to me at all. Liam never got back to me, period. I actually contacted Liam first, and then I contacted Peter. Peter responded back pretty quickly that he'll look into it, but hours went by, and I never heard from him again. So I don't know if it was one of those things like, okay, it's not a new sale that I'm going to get credit for or commission for. So whatever happened, this was one of Noah's things or whatever, I'm not going to get involved in it. I don't know what it was, but at that point, they didn't seem like they cared very much about helping me out now that I'm a client who already paid. So like I said, Liam never got back to me at all. The strange thing about it is that Max, the owner, is always telling people, contact these people, reach out to them if you're looking for assistance. So basically, I go to their IG accounts and their private accounts. It's kind of weird because they're not even public accounts. Like, they say they're affiliated with Trax in the profile description, but basically it's not a public account. It's all private. It's just kind of weird. So not somebody I'd be telling people to reach out to with private accounts on IG who don't get back to people. But anyway, that said, even though I put in my direct messages to those guys that I'm a customer who already paid, this is my order number, I'm wondering what's going on, I used to deal with Noah, no response back. So I go back to dude's advice who he gave me on the phone when he said, Miss, you just gonna have to call back. So I go ahead and call back, and a guy picked up named Sammy. Sammy was very professional in his tone and with the words he used on the phone. Sammy picked up like he's working for a business. He said he'll look into it, and he said that he'll talk to production and he'll get back to me about what's going on with the order. So I asked, how long is it going to take him to hear back from production? He said, oh, I'll get back to you within an hour. So props to Sammy, because he called me back in the time frame that he promised me, and he kept it real. He said, look, the earrings are ready to go, but that cross won't be done for another 4 to 6 weeks. So he said you can either wait for the cross to be done, or I can upgrade the cross and give you something that's better for the same price. So I was trying to go for more of a subtle look with the cross, and I was a little hesitant about that, but I'm not stupid either. If somebody's offering me more gold and more diamonds for the same price, I mean, that's a no-brainer. So I looked up the item he was offering me as the upgrade on the website, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. For the same price, let's go. Let's do it. So I did remind him about the Saturday delivery. I actually forgot to bring up the appraisal and remind him about that. But I'm hoping that, he sent that too. But anyway, we'll see if Noah put a note on the order about the appraisal. But anyway, he said he was actually going to overnight the order to me. I told him I didn't really want overnight because I preferred the Saturday delivery because I got to work the next day. But anyway, I rolled with it, thinking that FedEx will leave that slip on my door saying that they tried to deliver. There was nobody to sign for it. So, I was like, I'm off the next day. I'll just get it the following day. So anyway, I'm sitting at work the next day, and about 11 a.m., I get a delivery notification on my phone that the jewelry was delivered. So I knew there was nobody at the crib who could have signed for it. So I knew the package was going to be sitting there till I get home in the evening, and hopefully nobody steal it in the meantime. So luckily, they put the package between the two front doors. There's a screen door and there's a main door, and they put the package in between. So it's good and bad. On a windy day, that door being ajar like that, it could blow open and close and expose the package. The package could blow away. That jewelry's not that heavy. But fortunately, it wasn't that windy that day, so it worked out. Actually, I don't think it was windy at all that day. So the package was too big to fit in the mailbox. That was an option that allowed me to get the package without a lot of hassle. So, it worked out. So anyway, shout out to Sammy for at least making sure I got the stuff. At this point, I just wasn't happy about Trax completely at that point, because they have things on their website that aren't readily available or available within a reasonable time. You have an employee who basically told me 7 to 10 days, knowing it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks. And that was clever on his part because he got the sale, knowing that he's going to have to put me on ice for several weeks to get the item. That's just what they do in the games that they play sometimes, so it is part of that business. It was one of those things that I had to go through several people to get somebody to finally help me out. I went through the random dude on the phone. I went through Liam, and I went through Peter before I could find Sammy, who ended up being the man hands down, and he took care of me, no cap, at least as far as we can see right now. But that all depends on what's in this package when I open it up. So I covered up my address here, so we're going to unbox this thing, and we'll see how the items look, see if there's an appraisal in here, see if Noah left a note that I was looking for the appraisal. We'll see. But the morals of the story are, number one, try not to buy direct from the website unless you have to, when you can contact an individual instead. They'll be happy to get credit for the sale, to get the commission and pass a benefit on to you. Number two, deal with individuals attached to an established business. That's why when Noah disappeared, I was able to follow up with somebody else. It took a little bit of effort on my part, and the customer service could definitely use some work at Trax, but maybe this all worked out. We'll wait and see. Number three, pay via PayPal with a credit card, so you have the ultimate fraud protection available as a buyer. If something went wrong with the transaction, I could just appeal to the credit card company, file a dispute with PayPal. If I had done cash via Zelle or Cash App or whatever, then if something goes wrong, you up in court and filing a small claim and doing all that, or you're just going to take an L. Number four is, if you get a better deal, like the customer service is an A1, they know that. They're offering you a deal to try to make things right. If it's really a steal, take the deal. If you don't like the deal, you can always return the item. You can flip the item yourself. I'm savvy with Facebook Marketplace and eBay and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens with that. That remains to be seen in this case. So thanks y'all for tuning in and listening to the story time. I'm curious what y'all think about all this. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 to actually see what's in this package and see if everything, lives up to the hype with TraxNYC. We'll wait and see. Shout out to Sammy. Thanks for at least making sure I got something in the mail. We'll see what happens. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Part 2 coming up. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Alright, this is some bonus footage for you guys who stuck around until the end of the video. If you guys are curious why Noah and Giorgi left TraxNYC, all you got to do is click on this video link that's titled TraxNYC Employees Are Loyal. Make sure you guys check out that video so you can see the owner Max explain why Noah and Giorgi are no longer with the business. That's if you guys are curious about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on part 2 of this video. And I'm going to unbox this FedEx package. So make sure you hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you know when I upload part 2 of this video so you guys can see the jewelry that Sammy sent in the mail. All right, that's it, you guys. See you for the next one. Peace.